There's so many things in this moment that we cannot do. We cannot know when we're going to be able to go back to our places of work outside of our homes. We're not sure when we're going to be able to get back to those routines where we go to the gym before the sun rises. I know for me personally, I cannot determine when I'm going to be able to go back to my favorite coffee shop, smell the coffee, and then drink my coffee and engage with friends. I can't even say if we're going to be able to go back to the movie theaters or if we'll be able to be in a stadium cheering our favorite team. I don't even know if many of those things that mark the traditions of summer will be the same. It's true. We cannot predict the future, but we can prepare ourselves right now in the present. It is one thing that I know that I can do, but sometimes it's difficult, and that is to take care of ourselves. It's called self-care. When we talk about self-care, all of us are learning through COVID-19 that really self-care is not selfish, but it's critical for our lives and so that we can serve others. Now, I'm not talking about self-centeredness or self-preservation, but when we talk about self-care, Parker Palmer says it well. He says, self-care is never a selfish act. It's simply good stewardship of the only gift that we have to give. And that is our lives. Yes, our life is the gift that we were put on earth to give others. For a long time, I had this very limited view of self-care. I thought it's only eating right or maybe working out regularly. But it's far deeper than that. It's more than just simply making sure my body mass index is right. Now I realize that many times the external practices of our lives often come from having the right internal perspective. For some of us, the challenge of self-care started when we were children because our ability to care for ourselves, psychologists say, is often how we were cared for as children. And many times for us as children, we learn how to give based on what we receive. Maybe this is our opportunity to be who we were designed to be, human. Humans are imperfect beings, and it's been said that sometimes with humans, the best you get is imperfection with effort. I think there are three ideas about self-care that are important. First of all, self-care requires knowing that you are worthy of care. That's right. We have value, not based on our circumstances or based on our position or our titles or even based on our success or failure, but based on the fact that we were born. Yes, all of us are the miracles of a birth, of a life that says you're worth living and your story is worth telling. Secondly, self-care requires you to be careful. COVID-19 has called us all to slow down, to contemplate, to think, to be aware of the negative messages that we're receiving and even telling ourselves. And that we need to maybe repurpose our messages, not out of fear, but out of hopeful focus. And then finally, self-care requires courage. You see, it takes courage to face yourself. No one knows you like you. No one is able to be in touch with the real you like you. And sometimes caring for yourself means looking in the mirror and being truthful with yourself. It requires courage. E. Cummings was right when he said, it takes courage to grow up into who you really are. See, when I've understood my worth and then courageously decide to be careful and to live by courage, we know it then we all will have the capacity to serve others. Why is that important? Because I think we're learning in COVID-19. Hopefully that self-care isn't selfish, but it's critical so we'll have the energy to serve. And when I think about the idea of serving others, I think about the words that are found in both the Torah and the New Testament. Love your neighbor as yourself. Yes, we care for ourselves, not because we're selfish, but because we want to know. We want to be able to serve our neighbors. Katie Reed was right when she said, self-care is giving the world the best of you rather than what's left of you. Because self-care is not selfish. It's critical so that we can serve one another.